You are watching part 2 of tips of buying a house in Kenya. This is Matters Real Estate with Festus Mutia. On tip number 4, you need to read the fine print. And before you sign on the dotted line, understand the payment modality and involve a lawyer. And always get the documentation that you require and really study it very well. You need documents from the mortgage company, so you need to understand the payment plans and you study it very well and you ensure that you are able to go as per the payment plan. And then on the tip number 4, this one is very important. Don't get caught up in the con game. Home ownership has become a fashion statement, like I said, and because of this there are so many dishonest people selling people ghost houses to gullible homeowners. People do not understand why one requires. So someone come up with a story and they end up believing it. And then before you buy a house, you don't need to rush the decision. Sometimes if you are not ready, it is fine to wait and get the right property. You must visit the site before you commit to buying the property. Whether you are buying it off plan or you are buying the house under construction or it is a ready one, you need to see it. This is before you make any payment. And if someone is asking you to pay an amount before you see the house, this should be the first number 1 red flag. And you can even go to the site without the owner or even the seller or even the agent, just to see if there is any information that is inconsistent. And that is when you are able to know that if there is any hidden agenda or if there is any plan to put you on the con game. And in that way, you'll be able to just uncover some of the lies when you're on the site alone. And then on tip number 6, do your homework, guys. And this is where you are needed to look for professionals. Do the due diligence by verifying the documents that have been given to you. Go to the lawyer, do the search, ensure that the property is free from any encumbrances. Make sure there are no restrictions, no litigations against the property. And ensure that the land on which the house is built is not on a road reserve. It is not a grabbed land. And then ensure that the owner of the house has paid all the dues charged on the property, and that you are able to trace the title deed back to the first owner of the property. And of course, make sure there is drainage. You have to make sure that you have a good house on all the seasons. It's not that during the sunny seasons it is okay, when it rains it is unbearable. You need to ensure that the house is connected to a sewer and that the drainage system around the area is working, because this is also another thing. You need to understand this is a house that you are going to buy and you are going to live it in all seasons. So make sure it is habitable and livable throughout the year. Thank you so much for watching part 2 of the tips of buying house in Kenya. Part 3 is coming, which is the final one. Please stick around and let's meet you on the next part.